Good morning, sir.
Okay, just give me a minute. Cargo is here, and of course, security bridges upon us. Very importantly, that we have these conversations. Last week we talked about kidnapping, right?
Yes, yes, and a lot of feedback came when we talked about kidnapping. A lot of people called in to say it was very helpful, and it's wonderful to be helpful.
Most definitely. Today we're looking at something that you will not believe it. After we spoke, someone that was close to me had her Toyota Corolla stolen, and we heard that it was actually left with a mechanic. The car had issues. The mechanic came to carry it, and then the person was supposed to pick up the car that morning, only for the person to get a call that the mechanic was shot, and the car was taken, and then the mechanic was taken to the hospital. He did not survive.
Oh.
So it's a So everything is just sour, and it's just the way it is. So I was now saying, like, Bosindelive just told me this thing today, and I'm hearing about this thing again, and
Oh God, Father, we thank you.
so I don't really know why it's the way it is.
The level of car snatching these
Yes,
days
so-
in River State is something else.
So why are we experiencing this particular sour situation, as it were?
Well, let us begin now. Today we are looking at car snatching. On Security Bridge, we are looking at car snatching. The first thing we're going to look at is why is it on the increase? And then the second thing is how criminals snatch cars. Then the third thing is how to prevent your car from being snatched. And then the fourth thing we're going to be seeing is what not to do if you are faced with armed car snatchers.
Okay.
So let's begin from number one. Why is car snatching on the increase? One, because of high cost of vehicles. The price of vehicles are now times 2 and almost times 3. You understand me?
Okay.
So vehicle is very expensive, making it difficult for people to afford buying brand new or even the Tokumbo vehicle. You understand me? The ones that they bring in from overseas. You understand me?
Okay.
It's very expensive now to buy. The clearing of these cars are very expensive in Nigeria. It costs millions now to clear. And then the cost of bringing it, shipping it, and then the cost of buying it, whether it's accidented or not. So because of all this, the cost of cars now, and of course the dollar is not helping issue. So the cost of car is very high. A car you can buy for 3 million before when dollar was 150 naira. Now dollar is 1,000 naira. So the car is the same price in the US or in Canada. But you just have to now have more millions of naira to buy it. Why? Because of the increase of the dollar. So buying a new car now is very difficult for people to buy. That is why people have now resorted to snatching of other person's car, remodeling it, and reselling it. This is one of the major reasons why car snatching is on the high, because of the high cost of vehicles currently. The second is for criminal operations. Criminals don't use their personal cars to carry out criminal operations. Most times they snatch these cars, use them to carry out an operation, so that they can also abandon it after the operation, should in case they are being trailed, so you don't get to trail them. And then the third thing is for reselling, as I have explained, and then demand by criminal dealers for particular brand of car. For example, Toyota vehicles are really on demand in Nigeria. So because of that, Toyota vehicles are high target for criminals. Why? Most times, criminally minded car dealers request these people to bring Toyota, and Toyota they sell. So because of that, they begin to focus on a particular car to snatch. Have you noticed nobody snatch cars that are like Ford? It's difficult to snatch Hyundai, Ford. You understand me? Do you know why? Those cars don't have second-hand values. You understand? So it's difficult to snatch those kind of cars. Before people, they don't snatch major SUVs like the Lexus 450, those SUVs like the kind government officials use. Nobody snatch those cars. You want to know why? Nobody's going to buy it from you. So they focus on snatching the ones that people can buy. And also, like the Toyota Camry 2.2, now that car, the engine is used to make flying boats. They use that engine. And getting a new one now is going to be extremely expensive. Whereas that car is like outdated in Nigeria. This Camry 2.2 of in those days, that should be Camry of 2002. You know, those cars are like outdated, the one we call small light and what and all of that. But the engine is used to make boats. So because of
There's
that,
a boat engine.
yes. So because, and it's very fast on the boat. So because of that, the snatching of that car is on the rise. Why? Because most times when they snatch it, they sell the engine to boat makers, and then they can discard the body anyhow. You understand me? And then sell it as scrap and all of that. So these are the reasons why car snatching is on the increase. Secondly, because currently the security architecture also is not really doing as much as expected to be able to lock down the state to ensure criminal activities such as car snatching is reduced. You understand me?
But before now, when the former Commissioner of Police, F. Young, was in charge, we were not hearing these things. It was, how will I put it, it was much less, or lesser rather. And there was a time he came on air and said that with the new apparatus provided by the former governor, you can't leave this state if you steal a car or do anything. You cannot move.
Well, he's no longer a commissioner now. He's not even a commissioner anymore. He's now an assistant inspector general of police in charge of a special protection unit. So he will go with all his ideas to that place. So let me just move forward. Number 2, how criminals snatch cars. One of the ways they snatch cars is targeted snatching. This is where they mark you particularly and trail you for a period of time. Most times they also kidnap you in this kind of situation. And then another one is random snatching. Random snatching is the one they come out in a day and they want to snatch cars maybe for criminal operations, or they just want to snatch car to resell. So they begin to look for cars that they can snatch, either parked in places that you've parked it in an event place, or you just park your car anyhow, or they follow you on the road. When they notice that you've lost guard, they bracket you and then they snatch your car. These are some of the ways that they do this random snatching. And they use theft. Some of them, they use master keys that are constructed. You understand me? And then they can snatch your car. Now, let me just also look at how to prevent your car from being snatched.
Very important.
Now, I won't give you all the ways to prevent your car from being snatched.
Yeah, because if you give
because
it up,
I'm a businessman.
No, apart from that, if you give it out here,
yes,
the bad guys too are listening.
There is no problem of that. That is why when people listen to me on radio, I advise them to come and visit me and come into our packages and begin to pay for our consultation and begin to pay for retention plan if possible, and invite us to come and talk privately to you in your organization. Do you know why? There is a whole lot I can't talk about on radio, but when I go to environment churches to talk to them, I have more time, so we can talk deeply and they can ask questions and I can answer. But on radio here, we don't have much time to even take in calls. But if when we go to speak to your people, we take questions, some even come as close as telling us personal experience, and we tell them how to go about it. Not just about just direct security with regards to criminal. It can be issues you have with the police, with the army, or with the authorities. You reach out to us. We advise you and tell you how to go about them. Most times when we go out to speak, we even stay there and sort out some of these challenges people have. And it's been very, very warming, and the places we do go to speak, I do enjoy them because they also enjoy having us. Now, so moving forward, how to prevent your car from being snatched. I'm going to give you some few points, and then for those of you who want more, you can bring us in for a paid consultation, or you can visit us or invite us to your organization to speak, and we are going to come and speak. But if it is a church, we do not need to charge you. You just arrange your honorarium. Now, one of the ways to prevent your cars from being snatched is to install trackers from verified companies, not individual. You know, bear in mind, trackers also can be disabled now. Before now, trackers cannot be disabled. A Honda car was stolen, and you know Honda has these trackers that come with them from their manufacturers too, aside of the one you put. But they were shocked that even the one that came with them from the manufacturers were removed. They don't know how the boys did it. People now can bypass your tracker. But yes, install trackers, but install your trackers from verified companies. Now, when people come to me, I recommend companies that are verified for them. If you want to, when people come to me and say, I recommend verified companies for you. One of the things I do is to check companies we have in this town and everywhere in Nigeria to know those that are worth doing business with, so I can recommend to people when they ask, since I represent the face of security one way or the other in the whole of the Niger Delta. And not only on cars, land and whatever I want to buy, we verify them for you so that you don't just go and buy a landed property or buy a vehicle or buy something that is not well verified. So, another thing to do is, so these verified car trackers, we have companies who are big in it. We also have some persons. Why we discourage a lot of individual installers is because the installer knows where the car tracker is. So if peradventure your installer become a criminal tomorrow, he or she can easily snatch your car and disable it since he or she installed it. That's why we advise you go with a verified company whose job is to do that.
But if it's a company too, it's an individual that will put it now.
If it's a company, to a large level, before they employ their staffs, they may have done certain level of background checks and all of that. But if you just meet someone on the road, nobody know him, he doesn't do check on himself. You didn't do any check. But a company, for example, has some level of integrity. And one thing about the company too is that when they put in this tracker for you, most times you are not there, you also don't know where it is. Why? They are taking some sort of liabilities off you.
Okay.
Yeah. Then another one again is use pedal lock. Pedal lock is local, but is the most trusted way.
Pedal lock.
Pedal lock when you park your car. This is when your car is parked, not during, not when you are on transit and it's being attacked. When your car is parked, because most cars are snatched too when they are parked. They are stolen. Now, when your car is parked, if you use pedal lock is local, it's old model, but I use pedal lock.
And so it works.
The reason why I use pedal lock is because it works. No criminal has the patience to begin to saw, to begin to disable that iron called pedal lock. Whether your car is automatic or manual, get pedal lock. Forget about people laughing at you. When they use pedal lock in car, it's better they laugh at you and you drive your car home than they don't laugh at you and they tell you you're a big boy and then you have to take a taxify home. You understand? So now that's on that thing. Then be vigilant while driving. To note vehicles that might be trailing you. I've said that over and over when I'm giving lectures on kidnap and other things. Insure their car. You understand me? We don't believe in all these their foreign insurance things. But the truth is that if you insure your car, it helps.
So you're talking about comprehensive insurance now?
Yes, full insurance. Not just in third-party accident insurance, blah, blah, blah. I mean full insurance. Insurance don't take more than 3% of the cost of the car that you tell them, right? So, if you can afford a car of 10 million naira, what is 3% of 10 million naira? 10% of 10 million naira is a million naira. So, 3% of 10 million is just 300,000 that you pay in a year, annually. Now, that means that if that car is snatched or stolen, insurance get to box you back 10 million.
Or they just buy you a new car.
Or they just buy you a new car. So, you see? So, the point is, it pays to insure.
It does.
It does pay. So
in fact, you will have peace of mind, sir.
If you insure, you don't need to start putting all the whole trackers again. Because now you are sure that this car is insured and bad as a bad, someone will pay. And insurance will even be the one to put the tracker for you.
That's what I wanted to say.
Because they will assume the responsibility. So in that case, you just relax.
They will be the one to put the
yes. They will be the one making sure that your car is not missing.
Yeah, because it will affect them.
It will affect them. So just go to insurance. It's no more than 3%. We can recommend you the best insurance that will actually give you.
I think this is a very good one. So Nigerians it's best they insure their cars.
Yes, insure your car.
I know the funny thing, Boston. I know somebody who insured his TV.
Okay.
He's playing sets at home. Almost everything he has insured. According to him, he doesn't want to hear.
He has lived abroad before.
No, boy that grew up in Bundu here.
Insure all those things. That means the guy is wise.
He doesn't want to hear that, okay, fire burn this one. He just called that.
In Nigeria.
They will replace it.
In Nigeria, you know that we are not used to those things. But abroad, you must just do it.
You must.
It's a policy. But here, it's not that a person don't chop when I have to go insure.
But he doesn't. Maybe that's the reason why he doesn't. These things don't bother him because he has insured everything.
That's what I'm telling you. So the insurance has a very strong law now governing the financial sector, like the banks. So they must pay. It's unlike before where you say insurance no one pay. Then no, they must pay. The only thing you do is when you want to do insurance, no. When you come for consultation, we'll advise you how to go about insurance.
You know the funny thing, there was this insurance I did for 5 years, and at the end of the insurance, they started worrying me to come and take the money. I was delaying. The guy called me and said, "Guy, see, if you don't take this money, my boss will have problem with my guy. Come and take it. In fact, where are you? Let me come and give it to you." So they have. I don't know. Maybe there's this
no. There is a law.
They must ensure.
They must ensure that you are paid. But if you come for consultation, we're going to tell you how to go about insurance. You understand? That's one. Then two, utilize your state police command control room numbers. In as much as you may not have trust in your local police, the truth is that the police will always be there. The truth is that the police will always respond. They may not respond as at when you expect them to respond, but they will respond. They have their own limitations, not only in Nigeria. All over the world, the police has their own limitations. Of course, our own here is logistics and other things like welfare. Abroad, they still have theirs. But the truth is that you still need to have the police control room numbers of your state where you are. You understand me? And what that does for you is, in the case you notice anything, you can make calls, explain, and say, look, oh, I'm driving so, I'm noticing that someone is following me, I'm not comfortable. You understand me? They can radio themselves and reply you on the closest checkpoint they have around that area where you can drive to. Or you drive in the nearest police station. Also, they'll tell you, people are trailing you, just drive into a crowded place, park your motor, run into the crowd. You are wasting your time in Nigeria. Nigeria is not America. Don't do that.
So it means you need
drive to an armed environment. Drive to an armed environment where you see people armed. And you stop. In Nigeria that you should boy, people are ducking. They will just come and carry you in that your crowded environment. So make sure you drive yourself to where armed people are.
And we're talking about police officers now.
Yes, not just police. NSCDC is armed. Army is armed. Navy is armed. Air Force is armed. Drive yourself to where armed people are. And then you can stop. That is what I will advise on that. Then also, be your brother's keeper and make some noise to raise alarm if you see them snatching someone's car. You understand me? Yeah, a lot of us are very, very funny, maybe because of previous experience. We don't like notifying people when we see things happen. If you see them doing one chance on somebody, if you see somebody shouting somebody, you may not go there so you don't fall victim, but you can raise alarm from your distance. Sometimes people watch from their balconies, they see what is happening, they don't talk. Sometimes people drive past where they see things happening, they don't talk. So it's important you raise alarm. You may not raise it immediately. Maybe if you drive past the environment and you spot a police checkpoint in front, nothing stops you from stopping and giving them the information that look at what's going on now at so place now as we're talking, you know. Okay. Just do your part of being your brother's keeper. Your brother may not even be able to call the police when he's being snatched or something. But you that is not being attacked, you can now call your police control room number, which is why you still need to have your state police control room number. Okay. They are all available online. You can Google your own state. Then lastly, on how to prevent your car from being snatched. Lastly is have faith in God while doing all these things so it can work. I will never stop telling people to have faith in God. That is how we got this far. And that is how we are going. It's by having faith in God. And I have my own faith in God through Jesus Christ. That's how my own. That's me. You understand me? Okay. I'm a Christian and I'm not against anything any other person believes. But me, this is my own belief. So when I talk about God, I have to mention Jesus because that's where me I believe. You understand me? It's through Jesus I access him. So have faith in God through Jesus, and I tell you, these whole things will work for you, and you won't even be noticed for all these kind of things, okay? God can actually protect you from all these things. You just need to do your part by walking while believing. Faith without work is dead. So I've taught you the work. So you have to do the believing. You have to have the faith now and the work. Then what not to do if peradventure you are faced with armed car snatchers? What not to do? Don't try to be a hero. Bullet kills even the manufacturers. You understand me? So don't try to be a hero. As they come now, begin drag. You'll be as you are dragging and explaining. You don't know you're already explaining where you are being judged. Not in this land again. You're already out of it. You understand? You've seen all those prank, all those skits they make. Yeah. Where somebody's gingering, all of a sudden is gingering in great beyond. So don't try to be a hero when you are faced with armed car snatchers. It's safe to let go. It's safe to let go and keep your life so you could get more. And also get a security consultant around you. Get retainership arrangements with them. Okay. And I am one of such. I'm a security relations consultant. So call for your paid security relations consultation and follow our social media platform at Bosindelive. Go to YouTube. I'm going to be uploading this video in case you missed the whole talk. You can get it on YouTube at Bosindelive. Subscribe and click the notification button. You could get it on Facebook at Bosindelive. You will get it on Instagram at Bosindelive, on X at Bosindelive, even on TikTok at Bosindelive. On TikTok we put in bit. You could also get it on what's the name of this, LinkedIn at Bosindelive. Okay, then if you want to consult us on if you want to do paid consultation or you want to book us, you can call 0803 945 6424. Another number you could call. Wally, what's your number, please?
070
Okay.
60
Uh-huh.
48 77
Yeah.
54.
Okay, take that again, please.
070 60 48 77 54.
Yes, so if you want to book us to come and talk to you in your company, your organization, or landlord associations, you can come take over security consultation of your estate, security consultation for your environment, security consultation for your street, your area. You can call and we'll discuss price. And then if you want to book us to speak in your church and organizations, you can call those numbers and then we get to talk to you, okay?
Okay, thank you very much for coming through.
Yeah, I hope they had a wonderful time and this was refreshing.
There will definitely be feedback, I know that.
Okay, fine. We're looking at next week, we're looking at the excessive of taxi companies. I don't know if I can mention taxi companies or if they are.
We'll just call them car hailing services.
The
We will not
excess
call
of
the
car
name.
hailing services. A lot of persons have received report to talk about that. So next week we might be talking about that. Or if we are not going to be talking about that, I will communicate to you a topic that will interest the people, and then definitely you can tell them this is what we're looking at on Security Bridge.
Okay.
We'll definitely communicate to you between the now and next 2 days on the next topic. But possibly we're looking at car hailing services
And the Wahala.
and their wahala. And we have seen a lot of criminal activities and crimes have been going on in that area. Criminals are now utilizing car hailing services. You understand me? These ones you book with your app. I don't want to go deep. So maybe next week we're going to be talking about that. So if you know you are the type that come out and you book them on ride, I don't book my ride, no problem. Stay tuned to the reading for next week. And Pastor Bosindelive is going to be talking to you about the security implications and how to overcome them.
Okay.
Or
Thank you
another
very
subject.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so stay tuned to the rhythm.